Good morning, everyone. We're here to discuss Marissa's 504 plan. I would like to just go around and introduce ourselves. I am Caitlin, the guidance counselor at South Street Elementary School, and I've been working closely with Marissa since she first came to our school 4 years ago when she entered first grade.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cassie. I'm Marissa's caseworker, as her grandmother Ashley knows. I was assigned to Marissa's case when her grandmother was assigned temporary custody for the most recent time that her mother was found in prison, so this was about 2 months ago. I'm just here to ensure that she's getting all the resources necessary and to ensure that she's safe and healthy.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie. I'm the Special Education Director at South Street Elementary School. And my goal is to provide Marissa with whatever assistance she needs to have a successful school year.
Hello everybody, I'm Ashley. I'm Marissa's grandmother.
During this meeting, we would like to discuss a few key elements that we believe could be beneficial for Marissa. We will address her many strengths as well as the areas that she struggles with. The goal is to implement accommodations that will help her in her education. We will also be discussing after-school programs, as well as counseling centers, her health, and resources that are available to your family both through the school and the community. After discussing her progress with her teacher, we agree that she excels at arts and crafts, and she tells us that her favorite class is art. We have also noticed that she loves to read, and she can often be found curled up in her classroom's reading nook with a book. She's worked really hard on advancing her reading during her time with us throughout the last 4 years, and I'm so proud of how far she's come. She also utilizes her classroom peace place, which is an area of the classroom where there's soft blankets and comic pictures on the walls, and the students can go there when they feel like they need a break. I've noticed that when she begins to get anxious or fidgety, she goes there to take a break, which is great. I'm happy to see that she's using the resources that are available to her. I do have a few concerns that I wanted to mention. I've seen her for the past 4 years, so I know that she usually loves school and she's a great student. However, lately she seems much more distracted at school and she's been very anxious. Her teacher mentioned that she's been making many trips to the nurse as a result of stomach aches, that in the classroom there's time in which she starts to cry because she worries about you and she misses you. She seems to be much more withdrawn lately, and I'm sad to see that she has not been interacting with her peers like she used to. She tends to play alone at recess even when her friends approach her. Additionally, a huge concern that her teacher had was that she handed in a test that was completely blank, even though she knew the information before she took the test. She could verbalize the answers beforehand, but when she actually sat down to take it, she couldn't remember any of the things that she learned. Since we've noticed these things at school, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about how Marissa's doing at home and if you had any concerns.
I definitely have some concerns as well. So recently her mother went back to prison, so she's been with me and she's been having night terrors almost every night. And I just don't know how to help her anymore. And like about school, like you said, she used to love school and she's having trouble there too. She told me that she has no friends and that she plays alone. And she gets really upset when I have to drop her off at the bus stop. She thinks that something's going to happen to me. I'm only 56 and I'm in good health, so I just want her to be a happy 10-year-old again.
That must be really hard. It's heartbreaking to see her so scared, especially because she always loved school. I have some ideas about things that I think could help her at school. On her 504 plan, I would like to discuss and write out accommodations for her that she could benefit from. While she has a peace place in the classroom, which works well for her, I think it could be helpful if she had a pass that would allow her to take a walk when she needed, either like a walk around the school for a breathing break, or she could come to my office to talk. I'm always available. We can put that in her 504 so that any teacher she has in the future would know that she was allowed to do that, and they would have to honor it because it's a legal document. I also think she could benefit from having extra time on her tests, as well as being able to take them in a separate quiet room, so that she wouldn't have as much pressure on her while she was trying to concentrate on them.
I didn't even know those types of accommodations existed. I think, honestly, all of us could be really helpful for her. I would really love for her to enjoy school like she used to. Her self-confidence has really been dropping, and I just want her to be a kid again. She used to be so happy and healthy.
How's her health been otherwise? Has she been visiting the doctor or dentist recently or often? How's that?
I'm not totally sure how often she was going to the doctor with her mother, but since she's been with me this time, I haven't been able to take her to any appointments. I don't know if she's due for any. She probably is. I know we mentioned that she's been going to the nurse often, so she should probably get seen.
With all these symptoms that Marissa is feeling physically, like the stomach aches and things, I just want to make sure that, it's not some sort of digestive issue that's coming up because of her recent anxieties. So it would probably be great just to get her into the doctor's office, but we can work on that together. Is there any time within like the next week or so that you think we would be able to set this up? I think it's a good goal to start with the doctor, and then we can move on to the dentist and the other things as well.
Okay. Well, I work 9 to 5 at the Health Alliance Hospital in Pittsburgh as the medical receptionist. Would it be possible for her to get an appointment there?
Yeah, we can definitely look into it. I'll give them a call later and see if they accept Mass Health, if they have any openings for new patients. We can work on making it as easy for you as possible.
Okay, awesome.
Ashley, you mentioned before that you wanted her to feel like a normal kid again and that you had concerns with her self-confidence. And one of the main goals the school has is also to increase her self-confidence and for her to be able to enjoy school and spend time with her friends. I was thinking that an after-school program could give her a great opportunity to socialize and to have fun. There are a few different options that I would like to discuss with you. The first thing that I wanted to mention is that there's an after-school program through Fitchburg Public Schools, and it's for all elementary and middle schoolers. It's completely grant-funded, so it would be free for Martha to attend, and they offer snacks, dinner, and homework support. They also have fun activities for the students to participate in, such as drama, art, scrapbooking. I thought of Marissa when I heard about that, because I know how much she loves art. And they do a yearly art showcase where everyone from the community can go and see the art, which is pretty cool. But the downside to this program is that they're closed on early release days, which could interfere with your work schedule. I also thought that the Boys and Girls Club could be a great option for after-school care for Marissa. She's eligible to attend until the age of 18 at no cost, and the bus would pick her up from school and bring her to the program. Unfortunately, the bus doesn't bring students home afterwards until they turn 13, but the club's open Monday through Friday from 2 to 6 p.m., so it allows for extra time for you to pick her up after work. I know Marissa has her Chromebooks that we provide, her Chromebook, but the program also has free computers and homework help in case she ever needed them. And it also gives the students snacks when they get there, so they wouldn't be hungry while waiting to come home.
That all sounds wonderful. I had no idea there were so many after-school opportunities for her. Would she be able to go in the summer, too?
There's a summer program at the Boys and Girls Club, and it's called Summer Blast. It's open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. It runs from June 24th to August 2nd, so most of the summer. Breakfast and lunch is included, and they do activities. They have field trips. However, they charge $150 a week for the program, which is a lot. So I did look into a program called the Summer Playground Program, and that's completely free. It provides lunch, crafts, sports, games, and other fun activities for children. All children under the age of 17 can go. That one runs from July 8th to August 23rd, Monday through Friday. The only thing is it's 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., which could be hard with your work. But it's held at a local park through the Fitchburg Recreation Department. If the weather is bad, it's closed, which is also could be a drawback. But they do 3 different field trips throughout the summer, and they're only $10 each, so that's not too bad. And you would have to register to hold our place in the camp by July 1st, and I can provide you with that paperwork and information, but we definitely have plenty of time before then for you to make a decision, because I know you would have to work with your work hours and everything.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely think about that for the future. I think she would really enjoy something like that.
Make sure that every child has the ability to succeed at South Street Elementary. So do any of these sound like they would be good fit for Marissa?
I think the Boys and Girls Club would be a really good fit for her. It would give her some extra time to make friends, and it would be helpful since she would be there until I'm done with work. I've been worried about her spending too much time alone at home.
Actually, if I remember correctly, you said that your daughter, Marissa's aunt, lives with you as well?
Yes, she does.
What is her relationship like with her aunt?
They get along fairly well. In the beginning, my daughter was quite annoyed with how frequently Marissa was coming in and out of the house between us and being with her mother due to her mother's relapsing with substance abuse. The house is too small to keep making these changes, and I think that she can get frustrated sometimes. They seem like they're getting along better now, but I know that she gets frustrated when Marissa gets anxious when I'm trying to leave for work and bring her to school and everything. Like me, I think she's just having trouble understanding what's going on with Marissa, and overall, I guess they don't really spend that much time together.
Okay, yeah, that's good to know. I mean, has any of your family members or friends ever suffered from anxiety?
No, I don't think so. Not that I know of. I mean, maybe Marissa's mother. Her aunt always tells me that if we just ignore Marissa's behavior, that it'll just go away.
Well, in this case, I don't think ignoring Marissa's behavior is in her best interest. but I do understand where that would be coming from if you don't understand quite the background behind anxiety. So I think Marissa's frequent change in her living situation has definitely contributed to her having anxiety and being worried about something happening to you. So I think the best thing for Marissa would be to have a stable home life, which you're already providing, but also to provide perhaps a little bit more of structure and schedule. Because believe it or not, sometimes the best treatment for anxiety is having a structured environment around the individual instead of directly diverting to medication, especially at a young age.
Okay.
This seems like a good time to talk about some mental health resources that are available for Marissa in the surrounding area.
Alright. So there's a load of resources in the surrounding area that Marissa could potentially utilize for any sort of mental health situation. I've researched all of the ones that fall under Marissa's Mass Health, so I can give you an overview of what they offer, and we can go through and maybe choose one that we think is the right fit, if that sounds alright.
Yeah, that would be fantastic, please. My only request is that the center be on a bus route. Like I was saying earlier, I don't have a car, so we rely on public transportation to get places. And the Walls bus station is about a 10-minute walk from my house.
Absolutely. So there are three different centers in the Fitchburg area, that are covered under Mass Health. There's the Community Health Link, Inc., New Dawn Integrated Behavioral Health Center, Inc., and then the Loop Crisis Center. And for all of these centers, there's no referral needed from a doctor. They each offer typical counseling services. For the Community Health Link, Inc., they also offer 24-hour emergency substance abuse and mental health services if you would believe that this is something Marissa may need now or in the future. At New Dawn Integrated Behavioral Health Center, Inc., they have hours that may cater better to your work schedule. They're open from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then a little bit of a shorter day, they're open 8:30 to 4 p.m. on Friday. They all have, again, they have the typical counseling services. This one may be more of like if she needed maybe a little extra care. And then the last location is the Loop Crisis Center, which I personally believe would be the best fit for Marissa. This center offers regular counseling programs and also has psychiatrists on hand if it was decided that Marissa may need some sort of medication to supplement her therapy. One of the big reasons why I recommend Luke is that they have a mentoring program, which I really believe that Marissa would benefit from. I know you said that she has some hard times with like attachment, so maybe if she were entered into this mentoring program, it would just be good to have somebody else that she can lean on and talk to. The program is designed to increase self-esteem and give those that are in it a positive role model, and just somebody outside the family that they can talk to. It's just another layer of support that they can have in their life. Also, Luke offers a TREC program. It's called the Teaching, Reaching, and Experiencing with Kids program. They do summer, school, and vacation camps that bring kids together from all sorts of different backgrounds, and they go on different adventures that are supposed to be therapeutic. And she can even pick from them too, and we can talk to her therapist about getting into it. They span from rock climbing to horseback riding, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she would like that. The Loop Crisis Center probably seems like our best option. I think Marissa would really benefit from the summer and the mentoring programs. My only concern is the hours, because I'm at work until at least 5, so like, what are their hours like?
So the downside to the Loop Crisis Center is that they're only open until 5:30 on Monday through Friday, and an adult does need to be present in order to sign her into the counseling session. But I did look at bus routes, and the Loop Center is right on a bus route that would be able to drop her off from your house. So the only thing is that you need to meet her there. A second option I looked at was that if you're not comfortable with her taking the bus alone, her insurance does offer a transportation service. So there's just some paperwork you need to get in before being able to utilize this service. You could do it right in that appointment with her primary care doctor that we're planning on setting up anyways. But there's definitely some way to get around these hours. I don't know if you would maybe be able to get out early, maybe like a half an hour early on some day, or maybe her aunt would be available to sign her in.
I can speak to my boss about it and see what I can do, or maybe her aunt will be able to get her there. I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, that's fine. Let me know as soon as you can, and we'll start working on setting up this session for Marissa.
I also wanted to let you know that in order for the school to be able to communicate with the practitioners at the Luke Center and exchange information regarding MRSA, we would need to sign a release of information form, which I can get for you. If you're okay with signing this, it would make it easier for us to figure out the best ways to help Marissa cope when she's feeling anxious.
With all this talk about Marissa's mental health, do you think that officially adopting her might help her feel better and help her anxiety? She's just been moving back and forth between staying with me and with her mother so many times, and this time I don't know how long her mother's going to be in prison, and I think the changes are too much for her.
At this point, I don't know if I would recommend adoption, just because it might change her insurance that she's receiving through her mother. But Cassie can probably speak more to that. What do you think?
So with your current financial situation, the best option for you is really to stick with having temporary guardianship over Marissa. As a medical receptionist, I believe that in the paperwork I have that you stated you make about $32,000 a year.
Yeah.
So this means that monthly before taxes, you bring home about $2,600. In order to qualify for the level of mass health that Marissa is currently under, a family of 3, so you, her, and then Marissa, you have to bring home less than $22,454 a month before taxes. So you're over what the qualifications are, sadly. So you just wouldn't be able to qualify for the insurance that Marissa currently has. And where she's at right now, she's covered for all of these things that fall under well child screenings. So this includes dental, medical, vision, hearing, mental health and addiction services, developmental screenings, and shots. So it covers everything. And there's no copays for any of the services that she's receiving or for any of the medications that she may need in the future, as long as she's under the age of 21. While I'm sure that you receive a decent insurance from your job, I just don't think that losing all of this coverage would be beneficial for your situation.
Yeah, I had no idea it was that complex.
Yeah, and at a later point, you can always revisit thinking about adoption. I mean, because who knows, maybe Marissa's mom is released from prison and she really wants to have her daughter back, but all that moving back and forth might really disrupt her progress, and so we're all for unifying parents and children, but we want to make sure that her progress is not interrupted. So it can always come up again later.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. I wish it didn't work that way. $2,454 is so close to $2,600. I think I can talk to my daughter about all this next time that Marissa and I are able to visit her with a phone call. I know that she wants what's best for Marissa too.
Yeah, and I also wanted to discuss with you possible programs and resources you may be eligible for. So I've been a STED director for a long time, and I've got a good sense of the resources available for you. And so you mentioned that you work as a medical receptionist, right?
Yeah, I do. But after taxes, groceries, bus passes, TVs, and cell phone bills, I sometimes feel like that I'm still barely able to support my daughter and I, but with another person on top of that, it's going to be a struggle. I was hoping to be able to buy a car within the next few years, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon with the situation.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So I pulled up some of the resources that you might be eligible for. Unfortunately, these resources are always based on gross income, so that would be the $32,000 that you are making before taxes. So one thing I saw immediately based on your income that you're eligible for is SNAP. So with a household size of 3, which you currently have, your max income can be $42,000 in order to still qualify for SNAP. But I wanted you to know that if your daughter were to ever move out and you were to go into a household of 2, you would still qualify because you can only have a max of $33,000 to qualify for SNAP still. But of course, that's like $1,000 above what you're making. So if you were ever to get a different job that pays more, or you were to get a raise, that would be a problem. The only thing I wanted to check with you is you're not eligible for SNAP if you have more than $2,000 saved up in your savings and checking combined. So do you have more than $2,000 saved up?
Yeah, I do have more than $2,000. Not that much, but still more than $2,000.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just give you a brief idea of what these benefits could look like. So the max SNAP financial benefit you can get for a household of 3 is around $500, and for a household of 2, it's about $350. So if you were ever to drop below the $2,000 or something were to change, we can always go back and take a look at this.
Okay.
So I did look at some other financial benefits you might be eligible for, but unfortunately, due to your household size and your income, you are just above the income line at which you would qualify. So again, if this was ever to change, we can always revisit this. But I also will be looking into whether you'll be able to receive any money as Marissa's official foster parent.
Okay.
Additionally, all the students attending any Fitchburg public schools, so this will continue through her education, get a free breakfast and free lunch every day. The menus for the meals are in compliance with the dietary guidelines of the Healthy Hunger Kids Free Act and federal USDA guidelines. So that means that every student receives a protein, a whole grain item, a cup of fruit, a cup of vegetables, and a milk at lunch, and a grain, cup of fruit or vegetables, and a milk at breakfast. And if a student brings lunch from home, they can still get a cup of fruit and vegetables and a milk to go with it, and they can get a second lunch, but that they would have to pay for. I also found some other resources in the community that I thought could be helpful for you and your family. The Our Father's Table program at Faith Christian's Church provides free meals every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. to all Fitchburg residents. I know you usually work until 5, but I was thinking maybe if there was a day you got out early for Marissa's appointments or anything, you may be able to go there for dinner afterwards. The Faith Christian Church also provides free gently used clothing to all Fitchburg residents, and that's for both children and adults. And it's through the Faith Christian Church Clothing Closet program. And then I thought a program that could be really helpful is the Children Requiring Assistance program from Melissa, which offers assessments and connections to community resources for children ages 6 through 18 who are having serious problems at home, such as her mom being incarcerated right now. It's through the Montechusett Opportunity Council. And lastly, I thought the Parent Involvement Program could be great for you and Marissa because it runs through the Title I Department of Fitchburg Public Schools, and it places a huge emphasis on reading, which I think she would love. They do book swap programs where she could get lots of new books, book making programs, literacy fairs, and all of the events are free for students and their families, including their caregivers or siblings, and she doesn't have siblings, but siblings. And most of the events include breakfast, pizza, or snacks for free. And students are always provided with materials from the program and a book to bring home. And the library will also give her a free library card so she can get new books that way too.
Wow, thank you so much for all this information. I feel a lot better knowing that there are other people out there who have Marissa's best interests in mind. I haven't known what to do about this anymore, and I was feeling so helpless. It's been hard seeing both my daughter and my granddaughter struggling so much.
I'm so happy we could help, and I'm looking forward to seeing Marissa's progress and getting her back on track. Moving forward, I was originally going to try to schedule an IEP meeting or an individualized education plan meeting for Marissa, but she doesn't qualify because IEPs only cover 13 very specific disabilities. However, where Marissa is very functional in the general education classroom, I think her 504 plan will be the best thing for her. It'll help her get the accommodations that she needs, like we talked about, while also not being too restricting for her, so she can still thrive socially. I'm thinking, if you're okay with it, that we should include Marissa in our next meeting so that we can get an idea of what her feelings are on our plan. I would like to discuss with her whether there's anything she feels as though she needs to help her excel at school and socialize with her peers.
I think that would be a great idea. It would be good for her to be able to talk about how she's feeling.
Perfect. I think we're in a good place to wrap up today if no one has any questions. I look forward to meeting in the near future to discuss her progress and to check in on how she's doing at home and to talk with her. In the meantime, we'll stay in contact often, and I'm always available through phone or email, as I'm sure everyone else is. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, everybody.